Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we have made it to Berlin. This is our tiny little hostel, and when I say tiny, I literally mean tiny, because let's go for a room tour. We have the shower with the drain that does not drain properly in one closet. The tiny little toilet in this one. Ryan's giant suitcase. Our tiny little dorm style beds. A TV that does not work.
That we know of.
A sink that has all of my stuff all over it. I got in about a little after 1 or so by the time that we got on the train and into Berlin. So now we are refreshed, ready to go, and we're gonna go sightseeing. But first, we're gonna get
Currywurst. Have a Berlin thing, so it's just like chopped up piece of sausage with kind of curry ketchup. And it comes with fries, and they put mayonnaise in the fries.
We will bring you along with us. And I promise this time I'm actually going to bring you with us. So, that said, check in when we get some currywurst. So we just finished up at the Checkpoint Charlie Museum. What'd you think of it?
It's really interesting considering a lot went on in World War II and afterward, up to the wall and the knocking down of the wall. There's so much to see in that museum in so little time. That would be something to see if we had a few hours, or a full day to devote to that. We just couldn't do it, but it was really cool to kind of just get a rough look at everything, kind of a dry run, basically.
A lot of information of which my jet lag brain did not want to read. Therefore, we didn't stick around all that terribly long there. But it is cool to see the whole setup. It's just like positioned right in basically a downtown area.
Checkpoint Charlie, for those who don't know, was one of the Checkpoint C for Charlie between the American and Soviet sides of Berlin after World War II. So, tons of pictures of, mob scenes trying to get back and forth and how it looked then versus today. It's really cool to realize that Berlin, the city where was split in two up till 1989, so not too long ago. See the Topography of Terror, which is basically a free museum talking about the horrors of the Nazi regime, and the Berlin Wall Memorial is located right next to it, so we're going to do that as well. See a part of the wall that's still intact. Just got done with the Topography of Terror. I thought it was really, really important to look at and realize what the secret police in Germany, what the Nazi Party in general did to a lot of people. Not just Jews, but homosexuals, vagrants, pretty much anybody that went against their Aryan system or that they thought was kind of a threat. They were kind of quarantined into what they called ghettos, neighborhoods, and then they just kind of quarantined all of them, and then they ended up exterminating them, unfortunately. And it's kind of the harsh reality of it all to see it like this, but I think it's kind of fitting at the walls here too, because what the Nazis did was exclude, and it was just them and nobody else. The same thing with the wall, East Germany and West Germany. You couldn't get past this wall, you couldn't get past the Nazis, so it's kind of ironic that you get to see both of them together.
And I think the whole consensus of this area is very sombering, kind of, like as Ryan says, puts it all into perspective, because you learn about World War II and you learn about the Nazis, but I don't think you actually learn about what actually happened here. So now where are we going?
We're actually going to the Murdered Jews Memorial, which is kind of the crazy Holocaust memorial.
Also fitting.
Also fitting.
So
we'll be there shortly.
We'll be there shortly.
This is an important part of the vlog. We are here having a coffee at Berlin Potsdamer Platz.
I don't think it's even remotely funny how badly my jet lag has just hit me all at once.
We're gonna have some coffee, enjoy the weather here, take our time, relax, hope that, know, our senses come back.
Hopefully I don't die. Cheers.
Don't fishing.
I was gonna go Prost, but.
The Memorial of the Murdered Jews, which is the Holocaust Memorial.
I think, like, the way that it's set up is that it's just a bunch of, like, what is this,
Stone
concrete?
slabs.
Yeah, like concrete slabs, and they're all of different heights and levels. But I think, like, the thing that's really throwing me off is the fact that the terrain is not flat. So, like, for example, like going this way, it like dips down and up, which is kind of cool to see.
Stone slabs are also all the same size, but some are built more into the ground than others.
That's what I'm saying with like the uneven terrain, that it just feels like
It's supposed to distort your mind a little bit.
Like, I don't even know if you can put into perspective how tall these are, but it's, as Ryan says, they're all the same size. I'm gonna get us so lost in here.
You could easily get lost in here too, which is
I think kind of the point too.
hear about when you come here is that people are going to climb on these things and do stuff like that. We've seen people standing on them, sitting on them. It's kind of cool, but it's probably not something Instagram worthy for you to stand on. It's kind of an art piece, so you should be respectful like any memorial.
We're not gonna take our Instagram selfies here, but
Iconic site. It used to be the entrance to Tiergarten.
beyond yonder. I'm a little disappointed because the beautiful photo opportunity, as you can see in the background here, is covered because of FanFest, which will be tomorrow in lieu of the World Cup. So, unfortunately, Instagram-worthy photo, not capable for today, but still pretty cool and remarkable to say the least. We're gonna do a full tour in there on whenever, later in this video. It's already booked for that, so we will be doing
Up at that dome up there, the clear dome, you can walk
Up
up and
in
see
there.
the view. It's
and
free, you just have to register online, which we did. And we got cleared by the German government to come visit, so
so your girl's good to go.
we're good.
A little bit of a check-in. Still doesn't feel like that I'm in Europe. Still doesn't feel like I'm in Germany. Like even with the giant ass German flag, still doesn't feel like it.
Angela Merkel works right there for all who care.
Now, I think we're gonna decide to go back towards
Potsdamer Platz,
Uh-huh.
which is the new center of Berlin.
So we're gonna go there, probably grab some food, maybe grab a beer or two, and just kind of call it an early night because I'm not as dead from my jet lag, but I am hovering on the brink of extinction. So yeah, that's basically a check-in now, but we'll check back in a little bit later.
We're at the side of the Fuhrer bunker, which is where Hitler hid when the Soviets came at the end of World War II, and ultimately where he and Eva Braun took their lives.
Well, as you can see, not much of a bunker here anymore.
This is where Hitler did spend the last days of his lives, and he and Eva Braun killed themselves when the Soviets were coming into Berlin
Yeah,
at the end of World War II.
that Hitler guy, not good.
Not a good guy.
Not a good guy. Wouldn't want to be friends with him.
Nope.
0 out of 10 stars, would not recommend. Now that we basically did all of the things we wanted to do on our day 1 of itinerary, feeling pretty good. So now we are gonna go back to
Potsdamer Platz. They have kind of a mall there with some restaurants and bars, and there's a brewery in there, so we're gonna go and of course
beer is neat. So
try
we're
some
gonna
German
go
beer
and try some authentic German beer. And yeah, so we'll be sure to keep you updated on that. Got here some Wiener Schnitzel. While over there we got some pork knuckle. And over there we got cutie pie. Oh, It's little in here.
Hier haben die auf dem Balkon unten so, ne? Ja. Das gibt ja auch ganz kleine.
So we just finished at the tower, TV tower, also known as the
First center.
something like that. I'm gonna sound really ignorant when I say this. Some of the views are cool. Is it worth spending the, what was it, 15 euro
Yeah.
to go up? I truthfully, I don't know. I guess gauge it at the right time because we got fairly lucky that we didn't have to wait to go up.
You can reserve your tickets in advance. However, it's still going to be crowded at the top, so you're not going to wait to go up, but you're still going to run into the crowd at the
I
top.
think there's going to be such a thing as like, you know, that picturesque view that you're going to get unless if you're dealing with the people there.
If you want to see something from high up, an observation deck, you don't want to climb stairs, that's a good one for you to do. But other than that, you probably can skip it, but some of the views are pretty cool, and there are descriptions telling you what you're looking at and all
I
that.
guess it's a cool thing to take a photo of.
203 meters high.
But again, do I think it's worthwhile? It's not the coolest thing we've done here.
If you probably want to pay 20 bucks for a drink, there is a bar up there. So,
Again.
let's say you had a drink at 203 meters, go for it.
But again, I don't really think that's, I don't know. I don't think it's worthwhile. So we've decided we're doing a new thing. We've decided that every foreign place we go to now, we're gonna get a unique meal that happens to be McDonald's. I read on a travel blog somewhere, it's important to get like Big Macs or American foods abroad because it's usually different.
And you have your standard food in America you think is the real food. So if you have Chinese food in America, it's very different from Chinese food you have anywhere else, especially like in China. So we're gonna see how American food that we have at home is in Europe, basically.
So we'll report back. Finished our delectable meal of a Big Mac.
I will say that it's pretty similar to the U.S. However, the Big Mac here, the pickles are better quality. Of the small little sliced ones, they're like actually sliced a long way, like this, kind of like a dill pickle. Very good.
To be fair, I don't even like Big Macs that much, so not a very good comparison on my end. However, I will say it was good.
The ketchup I did like, though. They give you these like tubes of ketchup. There are these packets and they're about this big, and there's a ton of ketchup. So what's maybe in one packet here is probably like 3 or 4 at home.
3 or 4, try 6 or 7. To the Red Town Market, Red Town Hall, and then the Berliner Dome, and then I don't know what else we'll get into.
Milk beer.
And then probably hit up a couple microbreweries because that's what we do here. All I know is I want to go dancing in here.
Berlin's sister cities. It's amazing to look because we're right here. Berlin, obviously Europe, and we live here. So crossing the Atlantic Ocean to another continent, you don't really realize where you are until you see it.
Those were you wondering at home if it's hit me, if I've hit Europe yet? That just solidified it. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
It's in Red Town Hall.
Which is this building right here.
It was the original town hall in Berlin, or it's built on the site of the original town hall. It's really cool. You got to see some rooms where they would celebrate local people and have big events and stuff like that. There was an exhibit an exhibit of busts of plaster, people from 1790 to 1850 in Berlin's history, the Brothers Grimm, etc. It's kind of cool to see. Some art, really cool windows in there, stained glass, stuff like that. Kind of a really cool building to see.
In all, it was very ornate, very gorgeous in its design and architecturally pleasing to somebody who has an appreciation for it. Still walking around Alexanderplatz, hanging out, getting to some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
No, I'm just trying to figure where the hell we are.
Okay, we'll figure it out eventually, so. Just finished the St. Maureen Church, which is the second oldest church constructed and erected in Berlin, which I have to say was pretty gorgeous on the inside.
Pretty impressive. Lots of really, really cool artwork on the wall, like Station of the Cross paintings, lots of statues inside. Kind of a somber place, so you kind of want to be respectful. It kind of feels weird taking pictures in there, but it's so gorgeous it's hard not to.
Hello friends, we're back.
Just got done at the Berliner Dome.
So we've done two things since last updating. We've done the Berliner Dome and we've also done the New Wasch.
Yes.
Yeah, New Wasch, which is a memorial to all of those who have lost their lives in war and tyranny and stuff. First off, with the Berliner Dome, 10 out of 10, would recommend.
Most beautiful church I've ever seen. Phenomenal.
Like that was like, we walked in and we were like, whoa. Like it was pretty remarkable.
The rotunda of the dome is absolutely gorgeous.
And
Murals.
I mean, it's not expensive. It was what?
€7.
€7 a person. And you walk in and it's just, you can take as much time as you need in there. And it was remarkable.
And for that €7, it also included a trip to the crypt downstairs, which is pretty cool. And if you wanted to climb up into the dome itself for a panoramic view, you could climb up, which we did.
And since we've done both the TV tower view and also the Berliner Dome, would definitely recommend doing the Berliner Dome if you're going to spend your money. I think the TV tower, it's cool, but as I said earlier, it's just as much of an observatory deck than anywhere else that you've ever been. I think with the Berliner Dome, it's fresh air, which is an obvious must because like those stairs are pretty treacherous, but also the fact like it's fresh air, you're seeing the city, and it's not as crowded too because not a lot of people want to do those stairs.
You get to see inside the church and it's absolutely beautiful. So just being there and seeing everything, it's kind of surreal. Yeah. So to be able to take it in with the view too is definitely worth it.
So I definitely think like out of the two, if we're talking tourist traps, I would say the TV tower would definitely be a tourist trap compared to the Berliner Dome. So, and then the New Wasch Museum was interesting.
It looks like the Lincoln Memorial or something, and then you walk in, there's literally just one statue.
Catching up because my knee is killing me. And then we are gonna go and drink some beer.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
So we're here at Marcus Brewing, and I ordered, they had beer in 3 different sizes. So I ordered the smallest size because there were 3 different beers. And I figured we'd get a little flight, maybe it would equal 1 beer. Well, the smallest size they had was this mug. So I had 3 of these. So we have a Pilsner.
We could have easily ordered 1 of each and drank it that way. But no, we're going to get the whole jumbo jet flight.
Sorry, my boy.